Guys, I just put up a video about stealing the packaging from your Easter baskets that you give your kids or your grandkids or things you mail to them, and I decided to go ahead and use the supplies that I showed you in that video and make something to show you how you can use it. And what I've got here is the bags that I showed you, and refer to the first video so you'll know what I'm talking about here. These treat bags, I decided to pull out one, so I'm going to use one of those. On the packaging that had the carrot on it that I liked, for one of them I cut out the carrot, so that's my pattern piece. And I may keep it to cut out this little bunny, I'm not sure, but then I've got a backup here, so got that. On the other pieces that I had, there were two of them that had eggs. This egg, I'll show you. This egg was in the center. I cut out this one. I cut out the egg part, and I'm just going to throw the rest of this away. And this one, I wanted the ticket that came in the egg because I didn't want to ruin the egg, so I cut out the ticket. So now I have the ticket and the egg. And then on this one, I told you could use as a template. I cut out, or I traced out on chipboard the bunny, and I cut him out. And this is what he looks like. And I don't like this pointy part at the bottom because that's what he looks like here. And that'd be fine if you were going to put him in a basket or something. But for what I think I might do, I didn't like it. So what I did was I traced it again, and I extended the pattern down. So when I got to this point here, right here, I didn't curve in. I just went straight down. Okay? I had to pick up the pattern piece, or the piece I was drawing, and just wing it, just kind of eyeball it. So that's what I have, and I still might narrow it down some more. You can tweak your pattern pieces. You don't have to stay with what you've got right here. So that's what I did with that one. And with these boxes here that I showed you, I decided to throw the boxes away. Then I pulled them back out of the trash because I thought, no, maybe I will use these little circles as a little like a template, not a template, a little stencil. So that's why I pulled them back out. And once you get paint on them, they will get a little bit stiffer, so they'll last a little while. And you never know when you might want to just grab something that has little holes or circles in it instead of pulling out a big stencil. And it's not going to take up a lot of room in my mark making box, so why not, right? Then I can get rid of the rest. And that's what I'm going to do to this piece here too. Okay, so I'm going to take everything I've showed you here, and I'm going to get started. I've already traced out these, which you saw from this piece here. And this is just cardstock that's real flimsy that I used. And I already cut out an egg from the pattern here. And I might do a ticket and a carrot, okay? And then I'll get started and we'll see what we can come up with. I don't have any ideas. I just thought I'd use this as the paper for the egg. You know, like that maybe. You might see part of the ear, but you might not. I don't know. And then we've got the inside here that I could use. And I also pulled out this duct tape that I might use that kind of goes with this here. Alright, let me get started. I'm going to get myself prepared and I'll get going. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I decided that the egg is going to be the inside of this bag here because I like the stripes, and it would be like a striped egg. And I'll have to piece it together because it's not going to fit exactly. So we'll get to that in a minute. And I decided that I was going to take this rabbit here and cover it with the duct tape. And I'm just going to trim it just a little bit because it's not completely trimmed properly. I was kind of rushing when I did it. And I may cut this down a little bit after I get it covered because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So in the meantime, I'm just going to cover it the way it is. So I thought I'd do a little voiceover during the fast forward parts as long as I can. Right now my husband's outside mowing, and once again you will be hearing probably a lawnmower in my video. That's all you hear is snoring and lawn mowing, I know. So I've covered the bunny with the duct tape, and I'm putting a little glue on one side. I didn't do it on the first side because I forgot. But the duct tape will probably stay well enough against the chipboard, so I don't think it's a problem. But when I turned it over and realized I'd forgotten, I went ahead and did it on the second side. And then I just cut it out. And I think that looks cute. It looks really pretty. So then, what am I going to do next? I'm going to take the bag apart, and I'm going to use the inside, the side seams of the bag. And I'm not going to show you every little part of cutting out the bag, but just the gist of it, just to get you started and give you the idea. I start out originally taking the top portion of the bag also to use on the edge of the egg, because as you can see when I lay that down, there's not enough stripe bag to cover, so I needed something on the sides, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Once I get it on there, I was thinking I made a mistake, I don't like it, I want to take it off, but it was already stuck to the egg, and it would have torn the stripe paper, and I only had so much to work with, and I didn't want to break out another bag, so I went ahead and cut it all out, and I thought I would just piece it together and fix it after the fact, which is what I did. And you'll see that in a minute. So now I'm just taking the leftover piece and lining up the stripes and covering the purple. So it fixes it pretty good. And I really didn't like the seams on the egg, but as the project continues, you'll see that you don't see that too much. And I really think this turned out really cute. And so by the time I was done, all the seams and things that I didn't like about it didn't bother me anymore. And I knew that would happen, so I just kept working through it. Anytime I'm doubting myself, usually I don't quit. Usually I just keep working and working and working until I find a happy medium or something I like, and I keep layering or changing things. Very few times do I just scrap something and totally quit. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this bunny and the egg. I don't really know. So I decided just to go ahead and cover the back and think about it some more. And I'm going through that process again, and pretty soon I'm going to start talking in the video again. Okay, I had the front and back of the egg covered. I didn't really like how it was starting out, so I changed what I was doing, and I'm sure that you could see in the video as I fast forwarded what I was doing, and probably I talked to you through that and told you. But I have it covered now, and I'm not liking the way it looks. It looks rather rough. And because the paper wouldn't fit, I had to piece it, and that's why it's looking that way. And plus this paper is real thin and not the best to work with, I don't guess, but it is possible, so we're going to keep going. And what I had in my drawer that I pulled out to help me fix this is these trims. I don't know who makes them. I'll try to figure it out. I've got the thing here. Stickabilities is what they're called. They're Paper Studio products, the Paper Studio. So I'm going to pick a border I like, and what I'm going to do, they're not adhesive. I don't know why I thought they were, but they're not. What I'm going to do is decide which border I like, and I'm going to paint the border color I like, and then I'm just going to put it down the strip where I had to piece the papers together, and probably I'll just go ahead and cover the egg like a few strips, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And I think I already like the one I pulled out, one of those two. Or I'll have to use 2 different ones because I don't have enough to do both sides. The flowers would be cute, but I'm just going to keep it simple. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to paint this. And let me find a color that will look good on here. And that's what I'll be doing next. Painting these and then putting them on here. Probably 3 on each side. Okay? So I found a blue that I liked in the paint cart. And I'm just going to put down a layer of paint. I'll explain to you in a second why I put 2 coats. I probably should have put down some white paint, but I didn't. But I think I'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to put a second coat on here because the paint soaked into this color paper really easily. I should have maybe put a coat of gesso, but this is just as good. So that's what I'm going to do. Put a second coat. Yep, I explained it to you, so that's why I did what I did. I really like that color blue, and I was kind of wondering if it was going to go really well with that egg. I think the colors go well together, but I didn't know how I'd like it on the egg, but I actually turned out liking it really, really well. So, and there's my paint book, and I'll explain that to you in a second when I get back into talking in the video too. Here we go. Okay, this is sort of dry, but you know how I am. I don't wait very long, and I didn't use the heat gun, but we're just going to go on. And I don't know if I have enough to do the 3 strips I want to do. So we're going to put down the ones that I absolutely need because I really want to cover these 2 lines here. And then we'll see what's left over. Well, I thought I was going to talk about the paint book. Maybe I talk about it later on. It's just a book that I have thrown extra paint in for, I don't know, a year or 2, however long I've had the book. And it's pretty full now, so I need to go back and start creating some pages in it. Okay, let's see what we have left. Not a lot, so I don't know if I want, see, I don't know what I'm going to do, so I don't know what needs to be covered for sure. I just know I needed those covered because I didn't like them, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this bunny yet to know if I want to cover the center. I might bring him down to the bottom. So I think I'll cover the center as far up as I can and leave the bottom half sitting open. He'll cover the part that's not got a strip of the blue. All right, now let's do this side. So now we're going to do the other side of the egg, and you saw what I did to the first side, so you know what I'm doing. I don't really know what to tell you. Just piecing it on there, and you heard me talk about what I was going to do about the centerpiece, not having enough to fill in the full length, but it works out. I think it works out real well. I have to figure out what I'm going to do next, and then I'll let you guys know. I just don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. So let me go think a minute, then I will come back. I think first what I got to do is I've got to make my carrot and my ticket. So I'm going to trace those out onto cardstock here, and then I'm going to decide what papers I want to use. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that for you while you're watching. That way you'll see how I'm doing it. It's very easy. Where's my pencil? I wanted to leave in the parts where I trace out the pattern piece and cut it out. I don't know if I show you that I cut it out, but the part where I trace it, just so you'd see, because not everybody does this. Some people are new to this, and you might not know what I was talking about. So I just wanted you to see what I did. I found some papers I might like. I don't know what happened to talking. I thought I was going to talk to you more about paper, but I guess I wasn't going to. All I'm doing now is just putting down the pattern pieces that I traced out and covering them with paper, and then cutting them out again, then covering the backside. And this carrot, you're going to see probably that I didn't want to waste that paper. I really liked it. So when I put down the opposite side of the carrot, it was upside down, and I couldn't turn it around because the paper was shaped in such a way that it didn't work. But I found out later on that it didn't really matter because of the way I created this project. You're not going to see it anyway, so it's just fine. So let's see. This is pretty much just cutting and trimming and pasting and gluing and cutting and trimming. That's it. Okay, now I'm deciding what to do with these pieces. Where are they going to go? And I must have decided because I stopped, and I'm showing you the distress ink because I want to distress all the edges first. And I'm using the vintage photo like I always do. And just going around all the edges. And I think I just show you a couple of them. And then I decided that the tag, the ticket, I decided that ticket is going on one side at the bottom, kind of like a nameplate. So I'm using double-sided tape and putting that down, a little bit of glue, and I'm going to glue it to the egg. And you can see right there when I turn it over that you're not going to see that I didn't have enough glue to go all the way down to the bottom. So that solved side 1 problem. And side 2, I'm kind of still thinking about it. I'm picking glue off my finger because I can't touch anything without it sticking. So now I'm deciding, do I want the rabbit on the egg? Do I want him in the center? Do I want him lower? Do I want to trim his body? And finally I decided to leave him the size that I cut him out and just go ahead and tape him down. So that's what I'm doing here. I originally thought maybe I would scale him down to a smaller size and use the maybe upper part of his body or make him skinnier, but I decided just to leave him the way he was. Stick him down. And again, you can't see the blue didn't go all the way to the bottom, so problem number 2 is solved. Now what to do with the carrot. I pulled out some laces and trims that were in my scrap bin where I keep extra laces and fabric and things like that. And I'm just going to add a few things to this. So now I'm going to be gluing on the trims. And I see 2 pink bows off to the side. Those pink bows came out of the box of laces and trim scraps that I have that I was going to use in another project and didn't use. So I pulled those out to possibly use them in this. And I'm using my Helmar's 450 quick dry adhesive glue, which I'm running out of fast, and I still can't remember to order that stuff. So I need to do that. Somebody needs to remind me. Now I've decided where the carrot's going to go. It's going to go kind of across her neck and the top of the trim, and it's going to be kind of like her scarf, or maybe she's got the carrot in her mouth or something, but I thought it looked really cute there, so that's where we're going to put it. Okay, I've got the carrot on and a little bow on the carrot, and it's kind of like her little scarf at the same time. You know, it could be she's holding the carrot in her mouth, or she's wearing it as a scarf, or use your imagination, whatever you want it to be. While we're waiting for that to dry for a few minutes, I'm going to take out my crocodile. I am going to punch a hole. I think I'll use this orangey looking one, copper. You won't see much of it anyway. And I'm going to eyeball where the hole's going to go. I haven't marked it. If you want it perfect, mark it. And I'm going to see if I can get it in the tip of the egg there and avoid the head. Good luck to me. Oh, worked. Can't believe it. Now I'm just going to put the eyelet in the hole and then clamp it down so that it stays in. I'm going to use one of these flowers that I pulled out. I pulled out just a few flowers just to see if anything struck my fancy. I kind of like that orangey one there. It goes. These, maybe not. Maybe on the back. So I'm not sure yet, but I know that I want to put this ribbon here that I pulled out of my drawer, not my drawer, my scrap bin. I want to put these in. And let's hope they fit. That's why I needed the bigger brad, because, the bigger eyelet. Forgive me, I'm calling them brads, they're eyelets. I'm tired. I probably would do it even if I wasn't tired, so oh well. Okay. And I didn't pick these for color. I just picked them because they were extra in my drawer. So we can make them a little tag, or I can tie this up here into a knot and they can hang, or it can hang. And I don't know yet, so we'll leave it like that. All right, let's take these off and see if this will stay on well enough. Yeah. Okay, we've got another bow here I could put right here. I'm not sure about that. It looks too much for the front. It'll probably go on the back like that. Let's see about a flower on the front here. I want to use up these flowers that I don't like, but I do like them on, if I use them. I like them if I use them, but if I don't use them, I don't like them. I don't really like that. It just isn't doing it for me. That kind of looks good. Maybe I'll do that. Or maybe it'll work with this one. I want a flower on here. I just want it. Just do. That could be like part of her dress or something. But then, what's all this about? You know, it doesn't have to make sense, does it? Really? Let's go with that one. I also have these little bows, not bows, bow ties that I might use. I think that's too much on there. Still like that on the back better. Okay, I tried. And this is just going to be like a nameplate or something. So let's just glue that flower on. It's got glittery stuff on it. I don't like glittery things that have glitter come off. But that's the way the ball bounces today. Let's glue this on. I got glue stuck to me and glitter and paint, and everything I touch stays on my fingers. And I guess that's just the way it is, right? Okay, let's stick that right there. Okay, now that's gonna have to dry for a minute. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna do some thinking because I have to fix this little problem here. I left a little piece of the cardstock showing because I didn't put the tape up far enough, and I noticed it after it was too late. So I need to fix that because I don't like it. And the only way I know to fix it is to put something over it. And we have this big old bow, which we don't like. We already established that. We have these little bows, bow ties. That I don't think will work. But I also have these and might find something in here that works. Let's just look while we wait. I'm going to stick this through. And I'll open it on this side so it'll stay. I kind of like it. Then this one, I will have to take these off and I'll glue it on the back and it'll cover it. Unless I put a bow back here. And that won't look right. Really want to use that, can you tell? Really, really, really. I think I'm just going to take this off and glue it on. And I'll just bend it back and forth till it comes off. Or you can cut it with scissors that you can use for just about anything. Like the Tim Holtz scissors are good, or a heavier duty wire cutting type scissor. Okay, and then I'll put it right here. So let's do that. So I'm putting the brat on the back. You saw me put it on the front, and I'm going to glue that down. And then I will take this bow and I'll probably put it back here. But I'm thinking of what I want to put down here. I want to put a name or something. I decided what's going to go back here. I'm going to take another piece of scrap paper that I pulled out of my scrap bin. And I'm going to use some more of these stickers that I used in the 2 videos back, I think. And this one says, think different. And this is what this is about. Think different. Think about things you can use boxes for, or packaging for different things for. Just use your imagination. Now I'm just going to rip paper the size that I want to go on the ticket. And I'm going to just dress around the edges. And I have chosen the phrase that I want to put on there. And stuck that down, and I'm going to distress everything. I really like that phrase because it just shows you it goes really well with this project, because you've got to think different to take packaging and create something with it. And a lot of you think, well, that's pretty easy to do. Everybody does that. Well, some people don't. Some people are learning. Some people have never done it before. And until you are exposed to it and know what to do, you don't think of that. So this is for those who've never thought of it, and for those of you who just enjoy watching it being done. I enjoy it. I know that. Yeah, I think I like the bow there. That way or that way. I kind of like it looking rough around the edges like that instead of so perfect. So we're going to go that route. Yep, we're going to go that route. Whatever route that was, I think it was where the bow's going to go. So So I guess basically what we made is a tag. I don't think I'm going to make this to where you can hold it. I mean, hang it. Hang it. Because if I do, then I've got a knot up here, and I don't really want a knot up there. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it loose. And I'm going to cut it shorter, just a little bit. Like that. And let's see if I like it. I like it. Okay. Oops. Get out of place there. I can't stick that on there. I need a bigger one. I think I have bigger ones over there, but I don't want to take time to go get them. Alright, so let's put this down here like that, just for a second. Okay, is there anything we need to do in here? It seems like there is. What? Maybe a little lacy thing around her ear. I like that. Let's do that. She's a frilly girl. She likes little lacy things. So she's got a little tiny lacy headband thingy. I wasn't sure I was going to like this, to be honest with you guys. I was thinking I was going to trash this video too. I say that about every video. I was thinking this video wasn't going to make it to the channel, but I think it's going to be cute. It's just a fun little project. Okay. And then I think what I'll do is I'll find something small. It's not going to be a bow, that's for sure. We'll try one more time, but well, I don't know. You know, it doesn't look so bad when you do it that way. That's kind of cute. We're doing it. Yay! We get to use our bow tie. I was determined. See what determination gets you? You get to use your bow tie. I really wanted to use one. I'm dying to use these up. And every time you use one little thing, that's one more little thing you've used up. So let's do that right there. Aw, how cute is that? Okay. Okay, I think we're done with our little tag using packaging from Easter candy boxes. You can't really tell this is a carrot anymore, but if you pay attention to the video, you'll know it is a carrot. But it's still, it looks good. It looks cute. Okay, so how about that? Let me move everything out of the way so you can see this better. I am just going to call this a little tag. And let's see the back. It's still drying. Just says think different. And you know what I used. Refer back to the very beginning of the video and you'll see this is just packaging from Easter candy. The egg, the bunny herself, the carrot, and the ticket on the back. All from packaging. And then I added my own little embellishments and stuff. And I just think she turned out really cute. I want to show you one more time. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you see the possibilities of using things that you wouldn't normally use and that you'll try something like this. Steal all the stuff out of your kid's basket. Don't eat the candy though. Well, if you do, don't tell anybody you did. But take the packaging. Don't throw it away. Take it and make something. Because I know there's going to be lots of bunnies and things on these packagings that you're going to find. Okay? All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. I hope you all enjoyed this project. It was a lot of fun. And it's so cute to look at and to know that I used boxes that I was going to throw in the trash that came with Easter candy in it. I just think that's so cool. So thanks for watching, you guys, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay? Bye-bye.